Hi, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. So this is just a quick one today. I'm going to try and do it a lot quicker because the last ones I've been doing have been at least 40 minutes, if not longer. But I don't have time for that today. So I want you to just put into the forefront of your mind anything that is going on in your life right now, what you are here looking at readings for, what you would like to know. So the runes will give us the overall energy, the consciousness of the situation. And then I've got two decks of tarot cards. I'm going to use one as a clarifier for a lot of the information we get. So let's see what the overall reading is about today. We have Kainaz. This one hasn't come out for a little while. Kainaz is a beacon of light. It's illumination. This is where things have been illuminated. Things have been brought up out of the darkness. Things from the subconscious mind have been brought to the forefront of the mind. So it's an awareness of something, paying attention to something that is going on at this time. And I feel like with this coming out here, this would also relate to the wands in tarot. So there's a lot of inspiration, passion, intention that comes with this. It's an energy of paying attention to something quite closely that's going on in your life right now. Let's see what other energy is attached to that at this time. We have Rado. So this is an energy of movement, choosing a direction. It's all about the journey that you take through life, and choosing the right path for you. So we always get a choice of either the right path or the left path. And, you know, destiny is that choice. Fate is kind of what we get brought to, whatever path you take, okay? So Rado is here talking about responsibilities. You are the one that's responsible for the direction that you take in your life. Nobody else is responsible for that other than yourself. And Lagos. Another one that is about movement, but this is movement in terms of flow. So this is about you've been made aware of something, you're paying attention to something. It's almost like something's been illuminated to you and that's all you can think about at this time, is you're paying attention to that. And it's something that's really affecting your personal power right now. It's affecting your ability to feel confident, to be able to move forward. I would not be surprised if the King or Queen of Wands doesn't come out in this reading, if I'm honest, because there is this kind of intentional energy to it about confidence. And with Rado there, this is like choosing the direction that leads you on that path. And Lagos is the flow of energy. Now, Lagos may be here as well because you may be having some quite prophetic dreams right now. You may be having some dreams that are giving you a lot of information about where your energy and attention needs to be right now, or where it actually is right now. I'm going to pick an animal card that gives us a word to an animal and a plant that allows us to have a little bit more information about this situation. So what is it that you are to pay attention to at this time? I feel like you already know what's become alert to you, you know, what has been lit up. Okay, there's two that have just flown out of the pack there. We have Balance, the Dragonfly and the Pansy, and then Healing Wounds, the Badger and Ginkgo. Okay, so this is a time for you are going through a healing process right now, and maybe that's what you're paying attention to, is healing some wounds, some deep wounds. Now the badger always makes me think about boundaries. You know, they're thought to be quite aggressive creatures, but actually they just hold very strong boundaries. And I feel like there's been a situation that may have appeared to be aggressive when actually it's a strong boundary. But there is a need for that healing on there. I can't remember what ginkgo is for now. It might be for, what's ginkgo for? I think people have that to give you more energy. It's almost like bringing you out of, like, it's like the alternative to an antidepressant, that kind of thing, to make you feel more energetic. So there's an energy here of maybe you're not feeling very energetic at this time. Maybe you're feeling a little bit low. And we have balance, the dragonfly and the pansy. Well, dragonflies to me are all about illusion. And I always think pansies as well, because they look like little men with moustaches, I always think. I've always thought that since I was a kid. So there's something about, you know, moving through illusion, healing those wounds. You have illuminated some, oh, hang on a minute. There's another one. We've got the possum and the peony, which is bashfulness. Okay, so that's a little bit fun on there, isn't it? So there's kind of this energy of, I feel like this is you, your natural energy is quite, you know, got that bashfulness in there. I'm actually going to read what that one says. Bashfulness. What number is it? Oh my gosh, it's got loads of Roman numerals. So that's 28, I think. So 28. Bear with me. Okay, so let's have a look and see what it says for bashfulness on here. So the playful possum is to remain quiet and still when faced with danger. The expression comes from the possum's unique reaction to fear. It keels over and pretends to be dead. This is the instinctual response of an effective one. Spotting what appears to be a dead possum, predators will often lose interest. Similarly, the beautiful peony flower is associated with bashfulness. According to Greek mythology, nymphs who wished to hide from mortal eyes would disguise themselves as peonies. You may wish to hide away from the world, while periods of solitude are necessary and healthful. Be sure your retreat isn't driven by fear. How do I respond to fear, instinctually or otherwise? So something that you're paying attention to at this time, maybe there has been fear around this, and it's actually pushed you into a place of going through a healing process, healing those wounds. And that's going to create this balance, okay? So I do feel that there's a feeling of, you know, that hiding away. And that isn't normally how you are, I don't feel. That's not normally the way that you go about things. So why is this situation making you feel bashful? Now I'm going to use a deck that I haven't used for a while. These are Welsh cards, Llewellyn cards, and I've used these for a long time. We've got the 10 of Cups on the bottom of the deck there, by the way, which is like love, family, that kind of thing on there. So maybe there's something about that on here. Someone's looking for some peace in terms of relationship maybe. So let's have a look. Why is Cainaz here? So what is this situation? What are you paying attention to with Cainaz? What are you paying attention to? Oh, I think these cards are liking the fact that we are working together again, because we haven't worked together for a little while. Okay, so we've got the Two of Swords on here. So what you're being paid attention to is something that you've perhaps been avoiding, and there's a situation maybe that you've been avoiding, or you feel like you've been blinded to, that you weren't aware of, that's kind of been brought to your attention. And this could be a situation where there's been a bit of a stalemate, where there's been a lack of communication, a protecting the heart kind of situation as well. Oh, he came out earlier today as well. We've got the King of Swords on here too. So this is kind of like very clear communication. So that's what's been paying attention to, is there's been a real clear communication that's kind of taken the blindfold off here, and kind of, I feel like somebody's been pushed into a place of making a choice with those Two of Swords, making a decision, you know, of where you were blocked before, there is now a clear direction. You're thinking so much clearer now. And the King of Swords with Cainaz is kind of suggesting that there's quite a courageous event occurring on here. Oh, we've got the Three of Wands on here as well. So it's kind of like the bottom of the deck. This is some forward movement. Someone making a decision here. This can also signal travel. So there may be a decision to kind of go on a journey. It's kind of bringing you to a place of like wanting to explore something. So what you're paying attention to at the moment, you're really exploring direction. You're exploring where you want to go what you want to do. Let's see what we've got for Rado. So why is Rado here? What is Rado telling us about this direction, this movement, this journey? Because you are going on a journey. Whether it's an external journey or an internal journey, we will find out. Oh, so we have the Hermit. I do feel for some of you, you are in some introspection around this, and Rado is there because it's kind of showing you what your destiny is. It's almost like something has really switched that light on within you. So it's almost like that flame there is Cainaz, and this is you in your hermit mode, sort of like wondering, following that light now. It's like that light, that torch has been lit, and you have something now that's guiding you. You know what you need to pay attention to and where you need to go with it. But there is a little bit of defensiveness around that as well. Ah, that came out earlier in a personal reading. So this is the Fool. This is about taking a chance. So Rado is kind of pointing out here to you kind of taking a leap of faith towards something here. Recognising what you need to take a leap of faith towards, in that forward movement, in that ability to find the direction that you're looking for. And it is definitely that there's that path there and that path there, and this light has suddenly come on in this particular path, and you've gone, that's where I need to go. That's definitely the path I need to go down. That makes sense to me. We've got the 9 of Pentacles this time on the bottom, and that is suggesting somebody that's very self-made, that's kind of like reached a point of like, you know, I know who I am and I know what I want, and I'm feeling really quite content with myself and with what I have. You know, it's an element of being quite disciplined and feeling like you've got all your ducks lined up, or whatever the expression is. So that's quite a fortunate one on there. Let's have a look at Lagos. So why is Lagos here? What is this flow? What are you flowing towards then now? Because you're definitely taking a leap of faith. The Fool there. So what is Lagos doing on here? What do we have for Lagos? Please do tell. Why is Lagos here? I love it when they fly out of the pack, so I'm going to wait till we get that. Why is Lagos here? What is that telling us? Okay, that kind of slid out my hands. Ah, right. So the Ace of Pentacles on here. This is a new venture. This is a seed that's been planted through something that you are paying attention to now, that you have been realizing the potential of. And it's kind of like there is an offer of an opportunity that's available here. If you are flowing in this direction, if you take this chance, you allow yourself to be guided by this light, following that path, paying attention to that light and keep focusing on it, then you will have a leap of faith. And it feels to me like that leap of faith leads to a new opportunity, a new venture, a seed being planted that's going to grow into fruition. Okay, we have on the bottom of there the Tower. So this is like a sudden change. Once you make a decision to go down that path, things are going to suddenly change. And that doesn't mean a bad thing. It may mean that some challenges do arise, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. So I'm going to use another deck now just to clarify some of these cards. So let's see what we've got for Rado coming through with this. So what do we have for Rado with this deck? Oh, these ones speak a lot, don't they? I'm not going to take all of those, to be honest. I'm going to put them all back in. Oh! Okay, well we have the King of Wands just lay there right in front of me. Now, didn't I say right at the beginning I would not be surprised if one of these came out? So this is definitely something that's going to bring you standing in your power. It's going to bring your confidence, your charisma, your energy of leadership, leading towards success. You know, there again, we've got that torch, that beacon of light that is illuminating the path that you need to go down. So always pay attention to where that light seems to be leading you, because that's where it's at. That is where it's at. So what about Rado right now? What do we have for Rado? And it's funny because the King of Wands is stood there with his one staff and the Hermit stood there with his one staff. So they're kind of like relatable. But one is introverted and the other one's extroverted. Maybe that's how you are. Maybe you can be sometimes a bit of both. Oh, just saw the Knight of Cups poking out on there. Oh, I'm going to take that one. So we've got the High Priestess. This is about following your intuition. So Rado is kind of like, you know, the path has been illuminated to you. You've seen a direction that you need to go down and you are intuitively being guided to go down that path. This is like, again, I'm getting something about you having dreams that are guiding you along on this path. So really pay attention to those dreams, pay attention to the people in your dreams, pay attention to the kind of things that you're doing in those dreams. You know, Google things as to what that meaning is, that kind of thing. You know, or what does that mean to you? What does that relate to you? We've got the Two of Pentacles on the bottom there as well. So again, this is kind of like, you may need to juggle a few things around. It may mean shifting things, trying to find a balance here. But it is kind of guiding you, you know, even though there's going to be challenges, even though there's going to be things that you need to shift and change, it's still following that intuition, being guided down that path. So that goes with the Fool on there. So we've got Lagos now. What have we got for Lagos? What is Lagos telling us with this deck? I like this reading. It feels happy. It feels intuitively presented and guided to you. So I do feel that you know what this path is already. It's already been illuminated to you and you are already paying attention to it. You just needed clarity and confirmation. So come on, give us something for Lagos right now. We notice it's taken a little while to get something for Lagos, hasn't it? Oh, do you know, I thought this was the Queen of Wands then, but it's not. It's actually Temperance. So Lagos is about, I feel, something growing organically, something that's going to take time to progress, but it's about taking that first step. So with the Ace of Pentacles and Temperance there, this is kind of like, you know, this opportunity is going to be presented to you by following this path. Follow your intuition on the steps that you need to take. And as you do, you know, you're going through this process of healing those wounds. You're going through this process of creating balance, and you know which direction to go in that will bring that for you. You need, you know, there's this real sense of being intuitively guided towards what brings you healing, even though it can be painful, even though it can be difficult to admit or to accept. But with Temperance here, this is kind of like, you know, being patient with yourself, but allowing that flow of energy, allowing that time, because this is all happening for a purpose. This is for a reason, and there is alchemy here. You know, you're being guided in this direction for a particular reason. Don't doubt that. Okay. I'm going to get a final outcome now on both decks. So what is the final outcome here with this deck? I'm getting something about somebody trying to sit cross-legged a lot, like how I always sit. It's like somebody trying to sit for long periods. Maybe you're watching my videos and trying to sit for as long as I do in the position. Please write in the comments if that is the truth, if I'm right about that. Okay, so we've got the Three of Wands on here. I'm going to take that as the right way up because I do feel that that is the energy of what you're working with right now. It's about like a bold move forward. This is preparation for the journey ahead. So the outcome here is that you are already in the preparation for knowing what direction to go. And again, with, you know, there's so many wands coming up again. It's that time of, this is the time to explore. This is the time to take the lead. You know the direction now. It's illuminated for you. Pay attention to everything around that. And it's time to wax down your surfboard and get on. So that's like the preparation thing, isn't it? You know, waxing it down, ready to go. So get yourself prepared for what you need to do. I'm going to get one of these for the final outcome as well. See if that goes. I'd laugh so much if the Three of Wands comes out with this one. So, final outcome for this situation. What is the final outcome here? Okay, got quite a lot on there, so I'm going to put those back. Oh, okay, I'm going to take that one because that kind of like slipped up on the top, and this is justice. Okay, so this is a time of truth, integrity. So that way forward, that direction, what's been illuminated to you is realizing and understanding the truth of a situation. You know which path to go down because it feels true. It feels real. It feels like the most integral way to go. It's funny because I think the reading I did last night, justice was the outcome card again on that one. You are paying attention to this now, I think, on a serious level, and you are going through that process of healing those wounds within yourself. You may feel a bit bashful at this time, but even though you're feeling that, and I do feel maybe this is kind of bringing out a vulnerability within you, but it's trusting that light that is guiding you on that path. It's all about trusting it and going with it. So I'm going to leave the reading here today, but if you would like to look into this further, then please do get in touch for a personalised reading. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'd love to know your comments about how you found this. Have a beautiful day. Blessed be.